Good morning to you. We are going to learn about percent mass. I hope you're doing well. This will be fun. You'll like learning about this. So percent mass, here is the definition. It is mass of the solute divided by mass of the solution, and to make that a percent, we just multiply it by 100. So this is what you're thinking about. If you have a total solution, you can fill that mass. We're wondering of the total mass that we fill, how much of that mass is from the solute? How much of that total mass belongs to the solute? Now, a couple of reminders. When we're talking about solute, that's the substance that gets dissolved, and the solvent is what does the dissolving. So again, my classic example, when we have salt water, the solute is the table salt, sodium chloride, that's what gets dissolved, and the solvent is water. Water is our #1 polar solvent. So the solution is simply the solute plus the solvent. So when I'm looking at mass of the solution, I know that that's the total mass together, the sum of the solute mass plus the solvent mass. So let's do a couple of problems, a straightforward one and then another one that maybe we have to think about just a little bit. So on number one, we're going to have 20 grams of a sodium bicarbonate or a sodium hydrogen carbonate, and we're going to add it to 600 grams of water. We want to know when we make this total solution, that mass, how much, what percentage of the mass is attributed to that sodium bicarbonate. So let's go ahead and use our percent mass formula. Percent mass is going to be the mass of the solute, and again, you're thinking what gets dissolved? That is the sodium bicarbonate, and if you need to write it out, solute, and put it next to the substance that's being dissolved, do that to remind yourself. So percent mass is going to be the solute, which is our 20 grams of the sodium bicarbonate, divided by the total solution, the mass of the total solution. So be careful on this. It's going to be the solvent plus the solute, and that's going to be the total mass of the solution. Now you can imagine, #1 mistake the students make is they'll just put the mass of water. The only time you divide by solvent alone is molality, that really unusual molality and colligative properties. All of our other concentrations that you learn in a first year chemistry, you always divide by solution. So be careful that you're adding solute plus solvent. Now, sometimes in a question, they'll give you the total solution. They'll say the total solution mass is 620 grams. They'll save you a step. You don't have to add it. Just read those words carefully and remember solution means solute plus solvent. Okay, we multiply this by 100 to get it to a percentage, and our answer is 3.23% sodium bicarbonate, and this would be by mass. Wow, so when we hold that total 620 grams, only 3% of that total mass is attributed to the sodium bicarbonate. Interesting. Okay, now let's look at number 2. So we have 50 grams of a calcium chloride in a 2.65% by mass solution. And we want to know what's the mass of the solvent. Wow, when I look here in this formula, there's no word for solvent, but I do know that the solution is solute plus solvent. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this information to find the mass of the solution, and then from that, we'll be able to find the mass of the solvent because we'll have both the mass of the solute and the solution. Okay, so let's plug it in. We would have, okay, this is percent by mass. I'm going to go ahead and convert this into a decimal. 2.65 divided by 100 gives me 0.0265. Okay, so we have that as our decimal. 0.0265 equals, and it's just because we multiply by 100, I'm going to divide by 100. This is going to equal the mass of my solute, the calcium chloride, divided by the total mass, that will be in grams, of the solution. So let's do our algebra here, just a little bit of algebra. I'm going to multiply both sides by x, so my x's cancel, grams will cancel there too. Let's see here, and then we are going to have x times 0.0265 equals 50. Now if I divide both sides by 0.0265, we want to isolate that x, get it by itself. we'll get X equals, okay, let's divide it. We are going to get 1,887 grams. So that's the total mass of what? What did we just find? We found the total mass of the solution. That was the X. So that's for the solution. Now, I want the mass of just the solvent. So I know this number down here represent solute plus solvent, and there's my solute. So let's do this together. We're going to say that the solution, 1,887 equals the mass of the solute plus the mass of the solvent. There we have it. So if we just subtract 50 from both sides, we'll get 1,837 grams is going to be the mass of the solvent right there. Nice. So remembering that denominator is total solution, and you could break that apart into solute plus solvent. Okay, very good. So mass percent, if you have other questions on Lean Think, look at the playlist for solutions and you'll find lots